So some of you saw the book update. The book that I'm working on that's based on the skits. I've given updates before on the book as I'm taking my time with it. But I think that one thing that gets misinterpreted about me writing this book is that it's a chore for me. And that's not the case. I think I made a comment in one of the posts that I didn't want to hate writing the book. And you know why I say that? Because before social media, I was a freelance writer. That's what I want to do. That's what I chose to do. That's what I went to school for. I love writing. It's my first passion. Before anything else, I've always aspired to be a writer. That's why I wrote ebooks and put them under my name. But now when you're writing to make your living, right? You're writing a lot. In the last couple of years, I've written around 100 books for other people. And of course, when I first started out and went to school for it and everything, and wrote my own stuff, I had this, what do you call it, like rose tinted glasses on. Everything was magical. Every word that I would write was like filling my chest up. 100 books later for other people and YouTube channels and blogs and lawyer content. I've written like everything, man. I love it, I do. But when you do it for work, it does become work. You can't love it the same way that you loved it when you first started out if you're doing it in so much abundance. Not even that. You know, there were clients that I had. Hypothetically, I would write something that I thought was incredible, that like maybe even brought a tear to my eye. A book that I wouldn't get credit for, that someone else was going to publish under their name. I would write it for them according to whatever outline we agreed upon, and you know, financial whatever, and I'd send them the draft, and then they would come back with something like, hey, can you add a bad boy to the whole story, because bad boys are what's selling on Amazon right now. Meanwhile, the book is done, and now I gotta add this guy in and change the whole thing. Some of these clients don't know the first thing about writing. Maybe they don't even read some of them. I had a client who I wrote a couple books for. He paid me for them. He paid me for them fast. There were no revisions. He didn't want any revisions, and he ended the project after, you know, he said it was great. He loved it. He loved every book I wrote. A year later, he came back to me and said he wanted a refund for all those books that I wrote. You know what happened, right? He waited a year to read it or something, and then he was like, wait, this isn't even selling anymore. I'm getting my money back. Encounters like that didn't happen all the time. That was rare. But of course, they stand out to you because they're so terrible. But for the most part, clients were great. Some of the clients I felt were like friends of mine. I had clients that mentored me, that sat down and taught me how to sell ebooks and told me their secrets, and it was more positive than negative. And then I hit a point where I was getting more offers than I could keep up with, right? And at that time, that's when social media started going crazy for me. That's when social media allowed me to step back from writing, keep my clients on, you know, in the Rolodex, whatever the term is, and focus on making videos, right? Now I can take on those clients whenever I want to, whenever I feel like I want to write a book for someone. It doesn't have to be my main source of income. And when I realized that, I took a break. I took a step back from writing and said, like, I've been doing this for a couple years now. I'm gonna finally not type anything for a bit. And then you guys started requesting a book. You guys wanted me to write a book about the skits, and I love that idea. But you gotta understand, dusting the tattooed hands with the keyboards off, you still gotta shake off that work feeling, right? So that's why I say when I went back to writing and started this book, I didn't want to hate it. I wanted to feel like I used to feel. And I think finally, lately, writing this book has made me feel that way. I know a majority of people don't care. Everyone's got their own things going on. People wish they could write. People wish they could make videos. Me talking about this crap is, no one's interested in it. I mean, some of you, and that's why I make the video, but I just wanted to clear up the fact that I do still love writing first and foremost, above making videos. And I want to say that I'm happy that people are looking forward to the book. Because when I first started out, no one bought the books because I was a nobody. I didn't have an audience. I probably didn't really know the first thing about writing. And it'll be interesting to compare the sales of this book versus when I first started out, you know. I do hope to have this book completed by the end of the year, if not sooner. I want to make sure that, it's edited properly. And I just want to take my time with it and make sure that it's the best it could be before expecting anyone to shell out $1 or whatever, you know. My goal with this book is to give you guys, the hardcore fans, the ones that genuinely care about what I put out, to give you guys something permanent to have forever, just in case, I'm not around one day, the internet goes away, or internet videos die out. You can always look at your bookshelf and Miranda will be there, and you can always revisit those stories in a different form, or you download the book, however, But I just imagine people with the physical book on the shelf long past, whatever happens next. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal with it. And like I said, I hope to have it done by the end of the year, and we'll see what happens. But thanks in the meantime.